Okay, so before you dive into this video, there was a few things I wanted to share with you all about this cruise in particular. So this was our first cruise as a family of five. We've never been on a cruise before. We decided to choose MSC just due to other families that we knew that decided to also take this cruise line and had a really great experience. And we just could not beat the price based on everything we were looking at and researching during the time that we wanted to take this cruise. So we decided to go with them and had a really, really great experience. I highly recommend MSC, especially if you're a first time cruiser or just trying to travel as a family, because the cruise was very, very family oriented. Our kids had a ton of fun, enjoyed all the amenities, enjoyed the heck out of the food, which we all did. And it really worked out. So just a few details. So our cruise left out of Southampton, UK, which is about an hour and a half outside of London. So in order to kind of get some sightseeing done in London as well, we decided to come in a few days earlier. Our flight from where we are currently in Europe to London was around, I would say, $600, and that was round trip for all of us. So we went into London a few days early. I met up with some family members that my husband and kids met for the first time, which was great. So we got to hang out with them. And we got to do like all the London touristy things for a couple of days before heading out for the cruise. One of the other things we did too, because we really also wanted to make sure we saw Stonehenge before we left the area. So we planned and decided to look into getting a private car service. The car service coupled a visit to Stonehenge. So it allowed us to leave London at a decent time. We got down to Stonehenge, explored that area quite a bit. And then the car service took us the rest of the way to get to the port of call for us to board the ship. It really worked out. It was very inexpensive. And it allowed us to not have to worry too much. We had our own private vehicle, big enough van for 8 people, and it took us at where we needed to go, got there on time, checked in on time, so all of that worked out. We were a total of 8 people, like I said, because my in-laws joined us on this cruise, which was great. They were really awesome to have on this cruise just because of the fact that they cruised quite a bit. So it was good to be able to cruise with people that were experienced, that kind of knew the deal, knew about some things they wanted to make sure we had, that we packed in our luggage prior to boarding the ship. We also got these cool little clear tags, which were really cool, and that ended up working out because before you board, the cruise line sends you all this information on your boarding pass, things that need to be on the luggage, so they know where to place your luggage after you've gotten on the ship, because before you board, your luggage and everything gets handed over to the cruise staff. So we had these little plastic luggage tags that my in-laws told us about. We cut out each of the boarding passes with our names on them and then put them in these luggage tags. And that was really beneficial because it allowed us to tag it onto our luggage, and it got our luggage to our room before we had even, well, not before we got to our room, but a little bit after we got to our room. So we were able to just take a few things on board in a backpack. And then we were able to kind of explore the ship, which was really cool. Something we would have never known, knowing that it was our first cruise. So afterwards, we explored the ship. You'll see that in the video. All the pictures. The ship was humongous, which we were really amazed by how much stuff can really fit on a ship. It was kind of crazy. My kids were kind of stunned by that too, so that was kind of cool. But I'll try to link and remember to link things in the comments just so you guys have any questions or want to refer to anything. So just a few more things. My in-laws, because of them coming, it helped them to kind of tell us what they thought, because it was our first cruise. We had nothing kind of compare this to. And they told us it was a great cruise, especially for the amount that we paid. For the five of us, I want to say we paid about $3,500, which was a great price. Something that you don't really see much now, especially with cruise lines and how popular they've gotten. So the five of us cruised for a really great price. I will say when we booked, it was a sail, and then kids also sailed free. So 2 of our kids got to sail free, which was great as well. As a family of 5, that really helped us to save some funds. So the cruise was 7 days. We made stops in La Rochelle, France, Bilbao, Spain, La Coruña, Spain, and Cherbourg, France. Our favorite place, I would say, hands down, was Bilbao. I do think it was our favorite because due to my in-laws being there, we got to do an adult-only excursion, which was cool through the cruise line. And it took us to one of the famous places that was shown in Game of Thrones. So if you're a Game of Thrones fan, had they took us to the area that they decided to call what is now Dragon's Edge, and that was really cool. So I think that was probably why it was one of our favorite excursions. But also, I mean, there's a ton of history in that town. It's just a part of Spain like I've never even heard of, and being able to experience that on this cruise was really cool. And then another excursion that we did, we actually planned this one on our own, was on our last port, which was Cherbourg, France. So not too far from that port, there is a place called Mount Saint Michel. And it's basically like this huge castle on rocks, and the town's amazing. You walk through it, kind of reminds you a little bit of Harry Potter, when you kind of walk through the town during that first movie and kind of see how it looks to like come into this world of wizardry. That's literally how this town looked, and it was so cool. And the walk up, you get to kind of go into the castle. But anywho, we planned like this whole thing on our own just because the price for all 8 of us to go on this excursion through the cruise line was just way more than we wanted to spend. And we ended up saving a good amount of money being able to like configure it on our own. We rented the vehicle. We took the vehicle there because the drive from the Port of Call to Mount Saint Michel was about 2.5 hours, I would say. So we just decided to do it on our own, and it ended up working out. We got back in time with like 1.5 hours to spare before the cruise left the dock, and everything was just like perfectly. It was a great day. We had a great experience there, and we got to eat some great food, which is something we always love to do. But yeah, I'll put any additional details down in the comments. If you guys have questions, just let me know. I highly recommend MSC. We sailed on MSC Virtuosa. I haven't been on any of their other cruise ships, but we are hoping to take a couple more cruises before our time's done in Europe. So definitely let me know if you have any questions at all. I'll be more than happy to answer.
Also.
Las flores, tal vez me los